From Slavery to Information Superhighway. How MAGA cheated the world. Have you ever wondered why top tech companies make over $1 trillion a year but free software programmers are not getting paid, despite the fact that those companies make use of plenty of free software? Does this painting remind you of the predicaments faced by modern-day free software programmers? To understand the conspiracy that we, including you the viewer of this video, are facing now, we shall use the very heart-wrenching analogy of slavery, as well as yesteryear's the then Vice President Al Gore's information superhighway. We are like the slaves shown in the painting, building railways for the white bosses in Wall Street. The social media apps we use today are like the trains, also owned by white Wall Street bosses, carrying goods made by slaves, and the slaves themselves. Imagine a future where individual users and free software programmers may own trucks, running freely on information superhighways, also owned by the people, not white Wall Street bosses anymore. How may we transition from slave trains to information superfreeways? The answer is by renewing the old ineffectual free software licenses with something that pays for royalties. The existing free software licenses are crippled in several ways. Firstly, they do not distinguish the act of disclosure and demand for royalties. This means the act of examining and including a piece of existing source code in a new module, that is disclosure, does not necessarily imply giving up the rights to demand royalties from commercial users, more specifically, for executing the code concerned in a computer, to fulfill some commercial functions. Secondly, failing to recognize the former, programmers did not use rudimentary functions such as hash code to monitor and track the usage of their code in the operations of billions of devices around the world, making revenues worth trillions of dollars annually. The combined revenues in 2023 of the top 5 tech companies alone, namely Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Google, Apple, exceeded $1.6 trillion. 0.1% royalties on the free software they use in their systems would be worth at least $1.6 billion. In the next presentation, we will show you how any piece of text, including plain English or texts in any languages as well as program source code, may be transformed into hash codes, which can then be used for monitoring and tracking their usage and claiming royalties.